Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are taking a trip. We're going into what is, I think, arguably the darkest, least understood, and most financially threatening corner of homeownership. We're talking about the septic system.
The great unknown.
Exactly. Look, nobody wants to talk about their septic tank. It's just this silent, hidden worker under the yard. And you ignore it until, suddenly it becomes the absolute main character of your worst financial and olfactory week.
That's a good way to put it. And that catastrophic starring role, it almost always comes from people operating based on, well, myths, harmful myths, not actual microbiology.
Right.
And that really is the core of the problem. People treat their septic system like a vault, a concrete box that just holds things until it gets pumped.
Yeah, a holding tank.
But what you need to internalize is that this is not a vault. It's a complex, living, and frankly, incredibly delicate biological ecosystem.
An ecosystem.
And when that ecosystem fails, that's when you get the symptoms everyone dreads, the smells, the slow drains, the horrifying clog, and that 5-figure repair bill.
Yeah.
So our mission today is to cut through all that confusion. We're going to unpack the top 5 myths that, trick homeowners into these really costly mistakes.
Okay.
And we'll show you precisely how modern chemistry and applied microbiology are tackling these issues proactively.
So the goal is to move people from panic to prevention.
Exactly. From reactive panic to informed, affordable prevention.
I love that. Let's jump right in. We'll start with what we're calling the myth of silence. Okay, so myth number 1. If my septic tank isn't clogging, it must be healthy.
The big one.
Yeah, we all fall into this classic no smell, no problem trap, right?
Mm-hmm.
We assume that because we aren't seeing some, dramatic overflow that everything is running perfectly.
Of course.
But if this system is a living reactor, like you said, how often is that quiet, costly failure happening just beneath the surface?
It's happening almost constantly, especially in, high-use modern homes. A tank can be struggling. It can be failing silently for months, sometimes years before you see any of the classic symptoms.
Years.
Oh, yeah. No gurgling, no standing water in the yard, no obvious issue at all. You might think, well, the toilet flushes, so we're fine. But the biology inside could be completely collapsing.
Okay, hold on. If the tank is being used every day and it seems to be working, what exactly is failing quietly? What's going on down there?
The efficiency of digestion, that's what's failing.
Digestion.
Yeah, think of it like a gradual, silent takeover. The health of the system relies entirely on a very specific, very balanced mix of good bacteria and the oxygen they need to thrive.
Right, the ecosystem.
Exactly. And if that balance starts to tilt, let's say the good bacteria are dying off or the oxygen levels drop, the whole breakdown process just slows way down.
So solids start building up faster.
Faster than they can be digested. You might not notice the slow buildup for a long, long time, not until the sludge layer hits the outlet pipe and starts clogging the drain field.
And the drain field is the expensive part.
The most expensive part to repair. Assuming your tank is healthy just because you haven't had an overflow, it's like assuming your finances are healthy just because you haven't defaulted on your mortgage yet. The silent battle is already happening.
So the key isn't waiting for the tank to yell at you with a smell or a backup. It's supporting the biology before that happens, almost like a probiotic for your house.
That is a perfect analogy. You're feeding the right kind of bacteria the energy they need to win. Modern tech, like these specialized dissolvable tablets, they work by introducing oxygen-releasing compounds, and they support these high-quality beneficial bacteria.
So they keep things in balance.
They maintain that crucial biological balance proactively so that efficient digestion is happening all the time, long before the sludge becomes a problem. That's the real difference between just pumping and true system maintenance.
That concept of biological balance, it leads us right into the second myth. And this one, I think, is the most dangerous. It's basically active sabotage. Myth number 2, using bleach or chemical cleaners doesn't affect my septic tank.
Oh, boy.
I mean, we use these products every day to sanitize and clean. But what common household items are actually launching these attacks inside our septic systems?
The main culprits are things with strong bactericidal properties. So concentrated bleach, harsh oven cleaners, those heavy-duty drain opener.
Stuff under every sink?
Exactly. And even, excessive use of antibacterial soaps. You pour them down the drain thinking you're cleaning the pipes, but what you're actually doing is performing a chemical extinction event in your septic tank.
An extinction event. Wow.
It really is. Remember, your tank needs those good bacteria to break down waste. the same way a garden needs worms and microbes to break down leaves.
Right.
When you dump heavy-duty chemicals in there, you sterilize the tank, decomposition just stops.
It just sits there.
It just sits there. You get a ragged increase in undigested solids, and critically, a change in what kind of bacteria can even survive down there.
So if you kill off the good guys, what moves in to take their place?
And that's where it gets really interesting, and it's where we connect to odor. When the good bacteria, the aerobic ones, the ones that love oxygen, when they die off, the whole system shifts. It becomes anaerobic.
Meaning no oxygen.
Right. And anaerobic bacteria, they don't need oxygen, but they are dramatically less efficient at breaking down waste.
Yeah.
And they produce these toxic, really smelly byproducts.
Which sounds like a perfect transition to myth number 4.
It is.
Septic tanks are supposed to smell bad. I feel like most people just accept that rotten egg smell as, part of the deal.
They do, and it's a huge mistake. That odor is an alarm bell. It's absolutely not a normal feature.
An alarm bell.
Yes. A healthy, actively digesting septic system should not produce any noticeable odor. If you're catching a whiff of that rotten egg smell or methane or just sewer gas, you have a major issue, and it points directly back to those anaerobic conditions.
So what's the chemistry there? What does that smell?
If you look at the chemistry, that rotten egg smell is hydrogen sulfide, H2S.
Okay.
And this gas is a direct byproduct of those inefficient, slow-moving anaerobic bacteria that take over when the good guys are killed.
So the solution is to bring the good guys back.
You change the chemistry back. It's actually pretty straightforward. When modern treatments dissolve, they release oxygen, which instantly neutralizes that hydrogen sulfide.
Instantly.
I mean, on a chemical level, yes. That's why homeowners often report a major odor reduction in just a few days. You are physically oxidizing the source of the smell.
So the smell isn't just unpleasant, it's chemical proof that your system is sick.
Exactly. It's confirmation that the system is sick, and it's generating corrosive, slow-digesting waste.
Okay, let's talk money and maintenance. This moves us to myth number 3, which is all about how we manage the system. Pumping the tank is all the maintenance you'll ever need.
Yeah.
Homeowners, they pride themselves on scheduling that pump truck, thinking they've checked the box on system health.
And that's the misunderstanding. Pumping is vital. I want to be clear about that. But it has very rigid, very defined limits. It only removes the accumulated liquids and solids from the tank itself.
So it's just a cleanup.
It's a necessary mechanical cleanup. The analogy we see in the research is that pumping is like sweeping and emptying the dustbin in your room.
Okay.
It definitely helps clean up the mess you've already made, but it doesn't solve the termites, the ongoing underlying biological rot.
Wait, I have to push back a little here. If a homeowner is pumping their tank every year or every 2 years, how is that not enough? Are you saying a physically clean tank can still be a sick tank?
Absolutely, it can be sick, especially if the drain field, which is the really important long-term part, is failing. Pumping only addresses the immediate solids in the tank.
It does nothing for the bacteria.
Nothing to restore the bacterial activity or repair the clogged soil out in the drain field.
So what does it miss? What are those key things?
Well, think about the 4 critical needs for long-term health that pumping just ignores. 1, maintaining the right bacterial balance. Pumping does nothing for that.
Okay.
2, ensuring consistent, stable oxygen levels. 3, promoting efficient waste breakdown in the drain lines themselves.
Right, outside the tank.
And 4, preventing new sludge buildup, especially that biomat layer that seals off your drain field. If the bacteria aren't active enough between pumpings, that sludge just starts building up again immediately.
So pumping is the emergency reset. But if you don't fix the biology, you're just fighting the same battle over and over.
Precisely. This is why comprehensive solutions are so necessary today. They address the ongoing biology.
The tablets and things.
Right, the tablets that release oxygen and those specialized bacterial boosters. They maintain digestion between the pumpings. They keep the system in that healthy aerobic state, which reduces the sludge that needs to be pumped and actively protects the drain field from that clogging biomat.
Which saves you money in the long run.
It saves massive repair costs down the road. It's the difference between temporary removal and permanent systemic support.
Which leads us perfectly to our final myth. And we have to acknowledge the skepticism here.
Absolutely.
Because for decades, septic additives were basically synonymous with snake oil. So myth number 5. Septic additives don't work. They're all marketing hype. Why did those old products fail? And how has the science genuinely caught up?
That skepticism is entirely justified. I mean, for a long time, they were right to think that. The old approach was just flawed from a scientific standpoint.
How so?
Those old powders and liquids, they were what experts called bacteria sprinkles. You were basically taking a few billion bacteria and just tossing them into a hostile, anaerobic, chemically shocked tank.
And hoping for the best.
And hoping for the best. But the environment wasn't right. The pH was too low, there was zero oxygen, and the bleach you used last Tuesday killed them off before they could do any work. They just died, offering no sustained benefit.
So the problem wasn't that bacteria can't help, but that the environment they were thrown into was all wrong.
Precisely. The evolution of septic science means modern solutions use advanced chemistry plus specialized microbiology. They realize you can't just add biology, you have to engineer the environment for that biology to thrive.
Engineer the environment. What does that look like in practice? How is the chemistry different?
It involves a few critical layers. First, they use powerful oxygen-releasing compounds. That's the biggest thing. It shifts the tank's biology towards that high-efficiency aerobic state.
Right, the good bacteria.
And those aerobic bacteria, they break down waste something like 20 to 100 times faster than the anaerobic ones, and produce far less sludge.
Wow. Oh.
Second, they include pH balancing agents, usually alkaline compounds like sodium carbonate. This is critical because an acidic tank is hostile to good bacteria. This stabilizes their working environment.
Okay, so oxygen and pH. What else?
Third, they use highly specialized, resilient bacteria boosters. These are strains designed not just to survive, but to multiply in modern waste conditions. And finally, they use time-release mechanisms designed to distribute all these compounds consistently, over 90 days.
So it's not a one-shot deal.
It's stable support until the next treatment. It's a sophisticated chemical buffer, really, designed to let the biological engine run smoothly, no matter what you occasionally throw at it.
That's the real takeaway then. With all the chemicals and synthetic fibers we use today, this kind of biological support isn't optional anymore.
It's not. It is now considered essential preventative maintenance by many experts who recognize that the modern septic system requires active scientific management to prevent failure.
So we've covered a ton of ground here, moving past the mystery. And the core truth, it seems, is that septic systems are complex biological ecosystems. They're not set-it-and-forget-it machines.
Not at all. And if we distill it all down to a simple recipe for success, it's just about creating the right conditions. When the biology is right, the system works. Silently, efficiently, no issues.
And what are those conditions?
4 things you have to manage. 1, that oxygen is present for efficient digestion. 2, that the good aerobic bacteria dominate the population.
Right.
3, that waste is breaking down efficiently to prevent sludge buildup. And 4, that the harsh chemicals we all use are being neutralized or buffered.
And when you manage that biology proactively, you get the biggest payoff.
That's it.
You avoid the smells, you prevent the clogs and backups, and you slash the risk of those dreaded emergency repair calls. It's really an investment in stability for a totally hidden system. We hope this deep dive into the hidden world of septic science has given you plenty of new things to consider. Thank you for joining us today.
And our final thought for you to chew on is this. The most expensive component of your home is often the one you see the least. These myths about septic maintenance, they only serve to create stressful, 5-figure problems. But modern science and inconsistent, affordable monthly maintenance have the power to save homeowners thousands and, critically, preserve their sanity and peace of mind.
Well said.
For anyone who prefers informed prevention over emergency panic, applying modern scientific support to these hidden home systems, it's just a non-negotiable step in maintaining your biggest asset. This is a crucial area of maintenance that absolutely warrants immediate exploration.